All right, let's dive into one of the biggest, most exciting topics in tech right now, artificial intelligence. My goal here is to give you a super clear, simple roadmap so you can really get what it is, how it works, and why it even matters. Let's get right into it.
Have you ever finished binging a show and boom, Netflix serves up a recommendation that is just perfect? It's like it read your mind, right? Well, that's not magic, and it's not a lucky guess. That's artificial intelligence, and it's the secret sauce behind way more of your life than you probably realize. The thing is, you are already using AI all day, every day. Unlocking your phone with your face? Yep, that's AI. Your email magically sorting out all that junk mail? AI again. From your voice assistant to those product recommendations, even those slick translation apps, AI is the invisible engine making so much of our modern world run smoothly.
So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to nail down what AI actually is. Then we'll look at its family tree, because there are a few members you need to know. We'll cover the three main types of AI, peek under the hood at how machines learn, and then wrap up with how you can take your very first step into this incredible field.
Okay, first things first. What is artificial intelligence? I mean, we hear that term thrown around constantly. So let's cut through the sci-fi hype and get a real solid definition.
At its core, AI is really all about making computers do things that until now required human smarts. Things like solving problems, learning from experience, and making decisions. We're not talking about building conscious robots here. We're talking about creating incredibly powerful tools that can handle specific intelligent tasks.
And this right here, this is the key to why we even need AI. Think about recognizing a friend's face in a crowd. You just do it. It's instant. But what if you had to write down a list of rules for a computer to do it? Look for two eyes, a nose somewhere in the middle. It would be a total nightmare. And that's exactly where AI shines. It solves these intuitive problems by learning from examples, not by following a super rigid set of instructions.
Next up, let's untangle a few of those buzzwords that get tossed around. We're going to look at the AI family tree so you can see exactly how things like machine learning and deep learning all fit together.
This is probably one of the biggest points of confusion out there. People use these terms like they're the same thing, but they're absolutely not. The best way to think about them is like Russian nesting dolls, one inside the other. Let's break it down.
This explains it perfectly. Think of artificial intelligence as the whole kingdom, the big overarching idea of making smart machines. Now, living in that kingdom is machine learning, which is a specific way to achieve AI. It's the royal wizard who learns from data. And deep learning? That's a super powerful, specialized type of machine learning that uses these complex things called neural networks. So deep learning is a part of machine learning, and machine learning is a part of AI. See?
Let's put them side by side. Machine learning, or ML, is all about algorithms that find patterns in data without you having to spell out every single rule. A classic example is feeding it a ton of data about houses, size, location, number of bedrooms, to have it predict prices. Deep learning, DL, is a step up. It uses those neural networks, which are loosely based on our own brains, to tackle way more complex stuff. This is the tech behind things like your phone's face unlock and those voice assistants that actually understand what you're saying.
Okay, so we've got a handle on what AI is. Now let's talk about the different levels of AI that exist, or, well, might exist one day. We basically break it down into three types, from what we're using right now to what's still firmly in the realm of movies.
Now, this is a super important concept to grasp. Every single piece of AI you have ever interacted with is artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. Think of it as a specialist. It can be a grandmaster at chess or the world's best spam filter, but it can't do anything else. The next step up is artificial general intelligence, AGI. That's the sci-fi dream, and AI is smart and creative as a human. We are a long, long way from that. And then, way out there is the hypothetical artificial superintelligence, or ASI, an intellect so far beyond ours it's hard to even imagine.
We've been saying that machines learned, but what does that really look like? How do you teach a computer? Well, let's take a quick look at the two main ways we train these models.
So it really boils down to the kind of data you give the machine. With supervised learning, you're basically giving it an answer key. You feed it thousands of emails that you've already labeled spam or not spam, and it learns to tell the difference. But with unsupervised learning, you don't give it any answers. You just hand over a massive pile of data, say all your customer purchasing data, and you tell the algorithm, find the patterns. It might discover on its own that you have different groups of customers who behave in similar ways.
Okay, you get the concepts now. So what's next? What if you actually want to get your hands dirty and build something yourself? Let's talk about the essential toolkit you'll need to start your journey.
If you're serious about starting, the place to begin is with the programming language Python. It's the king of AI for a reason. It's surrounded by these amazing free libraries. You'd use a tool like Pandas to load and clean up your data, NumPy for any heavy-duty math, scikit-learn to actually build and train your model, often in just a few lines of code, and then something like matplotlib to create charts and see your results. It's a really powerful and accessible way to get started.
All right, let's do a super quick recap. Remember, AI is the big umbrella. Machine learning is a way to do AI by learning from data. And deep learning is a supercharged type of machine learning. Pretty much everything out there today is narrow AI, built for one specific job. And these machines learn in different ways, like supervised learning, where we give them the answers, and unsupervised learning, where they have to find patterns all on their own.
So, we've covered the what, the why, and the how of the basics. We've seen it's not some far-off magic, but a real, powerful tool that's already changing everything. So I guess the only question left is, now that you have this foundation, what problem, big or small, will you solve with it? Thanks so much for tuning in.